Welcome. All right, so in this video, we will be solving inequalities. And so let's just kind of go through the basics. Hopefully you have dealt with solving inequalities before. Usually you learn them like 6th, 7th, 8th grade, and then you go into Algebra 1 and you do multi-step. So usually 6th grade is like intro, maybe some one-step. 7th would be maybe one-step, two-step, and then 8th grade is usually multi-step, and then Algebra 1, of course, is a little more advanced. So we have the symbols here, greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. These two are open circles on the number line, which you can see. And these two are shaded in circles. So whenever you see something shaded in, you know it has the or equal to with it. So x is greater than 5. So you want to shade to where it's greater than 5. That's why it's an open circle on 5, and you shade to where it's greater than. So if you think to yourself, x is greater than 5, that means x can be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, infinity. For this one, x is less than -1, so it could be anything to negative infinity. And this means 3 is included and 5 is included. That's why it is a solid on the number line. So when you're graphing those, that's what that means there. And you can practice these aside from worksheets. You can practice them on Khan Academy in the 6th grade area. You can see they're down here. They're just kind of, are these even solving one step? I think these is more so kind of just writing 10 less than j is 35. Wait, I think this is the wrong portion, sorry. Oh, here they are, okay. So here, these are just graphing on the number line and whatnot. I guess they don't have any one step. You can go to the 7th grade section, inequalities unit, and you can get to your 2-step ones here. And then, like I said, 8th grade would be multi-step. All right, so let's move to a worksheet where there are one-step inequalities. Let me pull it up. So we'll do some one-steps. We'll do some two-steps. And we'll do some multi-steps. One step, two steps, multi-step. Okay, let's start here. So if you know how to solve equations, it's pretty simple because it's pretty much the same. So here, you want to always get the variable by itself. So you have to move things around using inverse operations to get it by itself, which we learned when we were doing solving equations. So this is a -7. To move it to the other side of the equation, you want to add 7. Make sure you're careful with your integers because -12 plus 7 is -5. So you have -5 is greater than x, which is also x is less than -5. So you want to put an open circle on -5 and shade to the left. So x can be anything less than -5. Here, if we added 1 to the other side, you would get r is greater than or equal to 5. And so it's a closed circle on 5, and you want to shade to where it's greater than. And we can check our answers down below, see it's correct. All right, now moving along. Let's go to the dividing and multiplying one. So here, we have 0 is greater than or equal to 7n. So if you want to get n by itself, you need to divide both sides by 7. And you get anything divided, 0 divided by any number is 0. So you get 0 is greater than or equal to n. You can also write that as n is less than or equal to 0. Sometimes it's easier when you write it like this, so you can shade on the number line, shade to the left. And when dividing, how do you get something by itself? You multiply. So we're going to multiply both sides by 5, and we get m is greater than or equal to -25. So you're going to put a solid circle on -25 and shade to where it's greater. And that's that. Pretty simple stuff for the one step. And I will upload these additional worksheets for you. All right, so I uploaded some. So this one I recommend maybe doing for homework or maybe doing this one, but I had uploaded some additional ones for you, but I do recommend you practice. All right, so let's go back here to the two-step ones. All right, so we have 2x plus 4 is greater than or equal to 24. So we want to get, once again, we want to get x by itself. So we have 2x plus 4 is greater than or equal to 24. So in order to do that, you have to get x by itself by minusing 4 first to the other side. You have 2x is greater than or equal to 20. Then divide both sides by 2. And you have x is greater than or equal to 10. And so shaded circle, shade to the right. For this one, we're going to first add 3 to both sides. And then you now have m over 3 is less than or equal to -3. So you have a one-step equation. You're going to multiply both sides by 3. And you get m is less than or equal to -9. And so that's a shaded circle on -9. Sorry, open circle on -9, shade to the left. We have some that have distributive property. Remember, when anything's a fraction, you want to first multiply it to the other side to get it out of fraction form. So when you see stuff like this, right, we want to multiply 15 to the other side. That way we now just have -9 plus a is greater than 15. And then you can add the 9 to the other side and get a is greater than 24 and graph it. And then these are just distributive first. Let's see. Let's kind of look through some of these. Kind of go through all the different scenarios. Okay, I guess I'll just do this one. So this would be when we distribute, 84 is greater than or equal to -7v plus 63. We then want to minus 63 to the other side, which gets you 21 is greater than or equal to -7v. Remember, when dividing by a negative, to flip the sign. This is something we haven't encountered yet. So this is a great example of when to flip the sign. That way you get v is greater than or equal to -3. So we want to put a shaded circle on -3 and graph it to the right. You can always check your answers with these. So if you're unsure, oh, was I supposed to flip the sign? Well, you can check your answer. So for example, plug in 0. When you plug in 0, you get 63, right? You get 0 minus 9, which is -9. -9 times -7 is positive 63. So is 84 greater than or equal to 63? Yes. You can see here, if I plugged in a -6, that would get me -15. -15 times -7 is 105. Is 84 greater than or equal to 105? No, that is not correct. So you can see if I didn't flip the sign and I plugged in any answer from the left, it would then show me that it's not correct. And so it's good to always check your answers, especially when taking tests. Get in the habit of checking your answers. All right, so these are some multi-step ones. Let's kind of scroll down to the more challenging ones here. And let's make some room right here. We'll just do 15. And we'll call it a day. All right, so let me get my pencil. Okay, so here we have, you want to always combine like terms first on either side. So that gets us x plus 6x, which is 7x, and then 1 plus 1, which is 2, is greater than, you always want to distribute when you can. So we're going to distribute twice here. 3x minus 12, negative x plus 4. And then here we can combine like terms. 3x minus x is 2x. And then you have -12 plus 4, which is -8. And so you have 7x plus 2 is greater than 2x minus 8. You want to add 8 to the other side, which gets you 7x plus 10 is greater than 2x. And then you want to minus 7x to the other side, which gets you 10 is greater than -5x. Divide both sides by -5. And make sure you once again flip the sign and you'll get x is greater than -2. And we want to check our answer for number 15. And so we had got x is greater than -2, which is correct, and you graph it. So play around with these and check your answer. Answers are always provided at the end of the worksheets. If you have any questions, feel free to, of course, reach out. And other than that, oh, I was trying to turn off the light, very bright. Other than that, I will see you in the next video. Good luck. Bye now.